Well, we're now joined by Representative Adam Kinzinger just to talk about what's being done right now in Washington, D.C. this morning due to the pandemic. I want to start with that stimulus bill. Representative Kinzinger, thank you for joining us today. Do you believe that this bill is doing enough, or is it doing too much right now? I know it's $2 trillion.
Yeah, well, look, it's a good start. Bottom line on this is, we have to analyze what this is doing, and then we can make a decision if we need to do something different. This is not like 2008. In 2008, we basically bailed out the people that caused this crisis. This is bailing out people, not bailing out, but giving them a lifeline that are suffering from something that we have no control over, like this virus. So I don't like spending money that we are not paying for, but this is the kind of situation where you have to do it. And we'll have to have really tough conversations about debt and deficit when the economy recovers.
Definitely. We've been talking this morning. U.S. now considered, of course, the epicenter for the outbreak this morning. More cases than anywhere else in the world right now. Hospitals overwhelmed. Do you think that President Trump acted fast enough to this pandemic? He's also, saying he wants to reopen the economy here soon. What are your thoughts on all of that?
Well, it's all a good question. First off, really, Europe is the epicenter because people will take the separate countries in Europe, but Europe is often as a continent compared to the United States, in which case they still have way more cases than we do. I think the president acted quickly. We're going to be able to look back and know what we knew, what was done right, what was done wrong. We need to do the same thing for the state government. The unemployment website's down. I'm not blaming anybody for that because all of this was unexpected 6 months ago. And then on the international side, how come for 45 days China pretended like this wasn't an issue? What was the government doing? We'll have to analyze all this. There's stuff that I think we could have done different on the federal side. The president could have. There's stuff that he's done very right. And in terms of reopening the economy, absolutely. As soon as we can safely, with the expert opinion of medical professionals as well as economists, we don't want to do this too quickly. But we also, if we can start getting some people back to work, that's going to be important.
Definitely. Well, let's talk about on the state level. Governor Pritzker, doing a lot of motions today, every day, giving us updates. What are your thoughts on the state level, how things are going in Illinois?
Well, look, there's some concerns with the IDPH in terms of how it's put out equipment. But for the most part, I think everything's going well because this is all new. Again, this isn't something where we were expecting this to happen for the last year. We're all having to react to a crisis that we didn't see coming. And so I think the state's doing fine. I think the federal government at this point is doing fine. We need better in testing, but we're now going to have to pivot to seeing who's had the virus instead of really testing currently infected people to be able to understand that. But, bottom line is we're all in a really tough fight right now, and we're all doing our best to manage. So I give the governor some good credit for getting through what we have, and we'll have time in the future before the election, I'm sure, to negotiate who did best, who didn't, and what we could do better.
Well, speaking of the election, President Trump was quoted saying that he doesn't think that they'll be canceling the Republican convention. Obviously, that's not till August, but a lot of things in motion right now. He also doesn't believe that they'll need 40,000 ventilators, 30,000 ventilators a need right now. What are your thoughts? Do you think he's taking this serious enough?
I do think he's taking it seriously. My only criticism has been in how he discusses it, because, when he talks about reopening the economy, I actually 100% agree with what he's saying, but we need to do it safely. He's just not saying that exactly how I would, but he's also president and got to like that how he speaks. So in terms of the ventilator situation, we are doing everything we can on the federal side. We have car manufacturers and stuff now producing ventilators and masks, and it's just, we have to realize this is something that is spreading way faster than we imagined. And I know all the movies show things like this happening, but nothing like this has happened in 100 years in the United States that spreads this quickly.
Definitely. Representative Kinzinger, I want to thank you for your time. I know you're very busy right now, but we appreciate you taking time to chat with us this morning.
Yeah, it's an honor. Thanks.